We're not going to make it, Johnny.
We'll make it, Hank. Just remember how it used to be.
Where I came from, everything stunk.
Okay, okay. Remember the good things, Hank. Remember the good things. When we first started this, I couldn't recall anything. Now I can remember. I can remember every building, every tree, man.
Listen, you can lose all of Charles Vermont in 3 square blocks of Detroit.
Yeah, you're probably right. When I was a kid, I used to run up the hill to Ferguson's farm, and from up there you could see the whole town spread out below. Just like a picture postcard, like a picture on a calendar. The church steeple, the clapboard houses, the town hall.
Johnny! Johnny! Johnny!
You really went to church every Sunday?
Yeah.
Did you believe?
There were no atheists in Vermont.
And after church, you'd go swimming.
Usually we'd just sneak off to the pond.
I can't even remember the apartment I lived in, the guy next door.
There was this lady I used to work for. What I did was I picked apples.
I used to swipe them from the fruit stand.
Her name was Mrs. Tyson. She had a soft face, gray hair. You know the kind. She used to pay me $1 a day. Whole New England family. One of her ancestors even founded Charles Vermont.
Tell me about Virginia. She really was something, huh?
Blonde hair, blue eyes. She was my girl. I was only 12, but she was my girl. Those were great times.
That was 1,000,000 years ago.
Hola. Hola, hola. 내가 미국 중간 여기 지금 정했네요. 그래서 한국 가자. 내가 좀 왔다. 관에 숨어.
I'm dying. You've been dying ever since I met you.
That's the truth.
Don't complain. They give us shelter, food, clothes.
A welfare state.
Watch it.
Oh, this guy's dead.
Get a medic over here. This one's still breathing. Bristol. John C. Hey, John, we've got you. Hurry up! Relax, man. You're gonna be okay. You'll be going home. Hey, Johnny, you want to go home, don't you?
Ladies and gentlemen, before introducing our distinguished guests, let me welcome all of you, friends and neighbors, to this celebration of the day our beloved nation was born in liberty under God. A nation of law, founded in principle, with a proud history and majestic institutions. A nation that has fought for its freedom, not only in 1776, but in each succeeding generation. Our true greatness, though, is not in history, but in ourselves, in the kind of life this country has made possible. Our greatness lies in our tolerance, in our fidelity to our families, in our friendliness to strangers, in our compassion for the bereaved and the oppressed. Here in Charles, Vermont, we work with pride. We deal fairly with one another. We live in peace, and we die in grace. We are America, and this day, truly, is our birthday.
I need some plasma for this guy. What about the captain? Just glucose. He's post out from Vietnam. Heading for Boston for more surgery. Hey, move it, huh? We need plasma down here.
2 years in a cage. He deserves more than just surgery.
Malaria, dehydration, malnutrition. Did you skip anything, Captain?
Good morning, Captain. You look a lot better
Better than what?
than you did last night when they brought you in. You don't remember any of it.
You got a face.
What's that?
An expression.
What does it mean?
You got a face I remember.
Thanks. I want you to relax now, okay?
Yeah.
Dr. Faraday is treating you. He's the best there is.
I'm gonna try and put my hip back together again.
Yes?
Will I walk?
The Army will see to it.
Sure.
Dr. Faraday is to hips what DeBakey is to hearts. That's why you're here in a veterans hospital instead of an Army installation. It's very special treatment, Captain. Very important person stuff.
I've always been very lucky.
That's right, pal. You're lucky. Okay, troops, here he is. Captain John C. Bristol, late of Indochina. Captain Bristol, may I present as fine a group of foul-ups as the U.S. government has ever supported. McMartin,
Welcome aboard, sir.
Franks?
Captain?
Loughton?
What's happening, Cap?
Graytack?
How are you?
And Schussler.
How's your pinochle, Captain?
You lunatic officers play bridge.
You got any pull, Captain? Get us all transferred out of here, will you?
Oh, Schussler, you found a home with us.
Marry me, Miss Palmer, and we'll adopt all these guys.
Captain? They talk a lot, but they're a good bunch of guys.
Get some rest now, or Faraday will have my head.
Miss Palmer.
Yes.
Thanks.
Shut up, Captain.
There. You keep on that.
Yes, sir.
There. You see? And there. Very nice, George. We're doing fine, Captain.
You needn't do that, Johnny. Picking him was enough.
Well, I'm not finished yet, Miss Tyson.
It's child's play. Clamp it, Pat.
As long as the sun's high, it's time for plants growing and men working. But when she's low in the sky, it's time to rest. Sun and earth and work and rest, that's all we need, Johnny. You put in a good day. Now take your doll and run on home. You did fine. I thank you.
Captain Bristol? Captain Bristol. So you refused to sign the confession even though they promised to release you from the cage?
Yeah, we both did.
Why?
Maybe they didn't ask nicely.
Am I asking nicely? Do you resent talking to a psychiatrist?
No, I know it's part of the routine.
But you do resent the implication.
Slightly.
What did you talk about?
Where?
In that cage.
Home.
Whose home?
Mine, mostly.
Why?
Well, after a couple of months, Hank kind of ran out of memories, you know. Mine seemed to improve. Names, faces, incidents all came back to me that I hadn't thought of in...
Yes?
You see, I hadn't been home in years.
Where's home?
Charles, Vermont. My parents died when I was a kid, and I was sent to Philadelphia. I was raised there. And I never got back home. I hardly ever thought about it, as a matter of fact, until that cage, and then I remembered everything.
Captain, most men who are prisoners for long periods of time find something to think about or to do in order to keep going. And that's healthy. It's fine. I worry about the men who never found anything.
Captain, it's okay. It's okay. It's the medication. It happens. It's me, Captain. It's Miss Palmer. Anne. Yes.
Take him. Take him down.
What? What?
Please don't shut me. Take him down. Please. Don't shut me in. Please don't shut me in.
No, we won't. I promise.
Promise.
No, we won't. I promise, Johnny.
Promise.
Yes, I promise. Keep coming.
Imagine paying a kid $1 a day for picking apples. I used to get that much per hubcap in Chicago.
Well, once a crook, always a crook. And that, my man, is Jen.
What, Jen? You haven't even looked at your cards yet.
I'm psychic.
You're cheating.
Am I?
Have to put more weight on that leg.
If I put more weight on this leg, I'll fall right on my face.
I'll pick you up.
You got a deal? Watch this. Not bad, huh?
Keep coming, Captain. Still a long way to Vermont.
You know, I came home at 44 with a bunch of guys. They took me off the train. They had my decorations pinned to a blanket. But I'm going back sometime.
I went home a few times years ago. It was unrecognizable.
Everything changed. Oh, nothing ever changes in Vermont.
Won't wait too long, Johnny.
I'd like to see your hometown someday.
Johnny, will you take us with you?
Sure I will. Sure, all of you. It's a promise.
How come nobody wants to see Chicago?
Hey, I'll go.
Hey, thanks, Harry.
You did fine, soldier.
Thanks, nurse.
Yeah, he says he's gonna operate on me again in a few weeks. You know, I'll tell you something, I don't really mind this contraption at all anymore. And I can still be useful, I mean, if it wasn't for the pain. But he says he's gonna, sever the nerves this time. I told him, I said, why didn't you do that 20 operations ago? Yeah, I want to write to my brother. He and I used to be pretty close in the old days. He's the only one left. Yeah, see, I figured I could live with him. And listen, I'm not all that old, you know. I could get started up at something again. And I'll tell you something. I'm going to make it this time.
You sure are. Harry, you sure are.
Hey, Johan, come on. Take this bag of bones and put it inside there, will you?
See you, Harry.
Take care. Are you getting old or something? Yeah. Hey, Annie. Great day for the Irish.
Huh, I didn't know you were Irish.
No, you got to be putting me on, lass.
Hi.
Hi. Well, the last of the officers and the gentlemen.
I am what is known as ambulatory.
You are what is known as due back in the ward.
Dr. Faraday tells me I can drive a car with an automatic transmission.
Good.
Happen to have such a car?
Yes?
Pick me up Friday night about 8 o'clock. We'll have some dinner.
No?
You're not on duty? I checked.
No?
Got another date?
Captain, Boston is a big city. There are a million girls out there, and heaven knows you deserve them all. Why don't you rent a car, put on your soldier suit, and take your pick?
All right. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
I don't date patients. That's policy.
I'm not a patient.
Oh, since when?
I happen to be a very eligible bachelor.
Physical therapy isn't my specialty.
You always get angry when a man asks you out?
No?
And why are you growling at me?
Because I'm tempted.
So why don't you give in?
I've been at this a long time. I've been pinched and propositioned by more guys than we drafted last year.
And you said no to all of them, right? That must make you very lonely.
Johnny, I'm not a child. I've been through this before. Yes, I like you. No, I don't trust you. So why don't you find a kid in a miniskirt and leave me alone,
Nope.
I'm sorry.
Don't apologize. I'm trying too hard. Nothing's going right.
Oh, it's been a lovely evening.
It's not the way I wanted it to be.
Just a date, Johnny.
Yeah. I wanted it to be more than that.
I think I'll go in.
Ann, wait a minute. Wait a minute. What is it? Is it because I'm in the Army, because I'm a patient? Or is it just because it's me, Johnny?
I can't afford to make another mistake. I swore it wouldn't happen again.
But, Ann, I love you.
No.
I love you.
I love your nurse.
Why fight me? Look at me. Annie.
Oh, I want to, Johnny.
Trust me.
If you're lying, I'll kill you.
How long will it take you to drive the Charles, Captain?
I don't know exactly.
Oh, I bet it's going to be beautiful in Vermont this time of year.
How would you know?
As Johnny said so, right, John?
Absolutely. Now, you guys don't break up the place while I'm gone. You hear me?
Where are you going to stay, Johnny?
Oh, a place called Mrs. Burgess's on Elm Street.
Aren't there any hotels in your town, John?
Nope.
I bet you that's changed.
No, it hasn't. Small towns don't change very much.
Oh, hey, listen, here. Have one on us.
Hey, Harry.
That's the real McCoy. Don't you mix that with anything at all now.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, fellas. Thanks a lot. Okay, I think that does it. Take care. See you on Monday. Find the fort, gents.
All right.
Have a good time, Johnny.
Bye-bye, John.
What a beautiful day.
It's just the way I wanted it to be.
Which way?
Route 17, out of the city, and the turnpike to Vermont and the state line.
The person I want to meet is Virginia.
Come on, Ann. Virginia was 12 years old. She's probably got teenage daughters of her own by now. I'll navigate from here. All right?
Whatever you say, Captain. Oh, pretty spry, Captain.
Never better.
It's like another world. Everything seems to be out of another time.
Oh, everything was good, Ann. Everything was warm and comfortable. That's why I brought you here, Ann. That's why I want to marry you here, because everything good that's ever happened to me in my life happened here, in Charles, Vermont.
Johnny? What is it? What happened? Where is it? Where's the town? wrong turn, that's all. Johnny, you have to stop it. Now stop it.
My town. My town, Anne. What have they done on my town? There's an explanation.
What?
I'll find out.
The boy in the gas station said he never even heard of Charles.
Well, he was just a kid, you know.
And the farmer?
Yeah, he looks senile to me.
The town isn't even on any of the maps that we picked up.
Yeah, but they're all recent, you know. I mean, the town's probably been gone for years.
What could have happened?
Fire, flood, economic conditions, I don't know. I mean, there have been ghost towns before.
I'm frightened.
Now, Ann, don't be, please. Hey, I'm sorry, really. I'm so sorry. I really wanted you to see it.
Well, I saw enough of Charles, Vermont to know that it must have been very beautiful.
It was.
It's late. Can we stop somewhere?
No. I really want to get back.
But you look so tired.
I'll contact Colonel Anderson, you know, and he'll make a few calls, and he'll give it to me straight.
Charles Vermont doesn't exist. Johnny, it never existed.
What?
It never existed.
That's impossible.
It's true.
I lived there for 12 years.
No, not there.
Look, I can describe every street, name every person. Now, what the hell's happening here, huh?
I wish we knew.
Then don't try to tell me my hometown's a never-never land.
Look, we checked with the State House, we examined land surveys, we talked to the IRS, Census, Red Cross, and every county executive. Now, Charles, Vermont doesn't exist. It never existed.
All right. You've got a bunch of maps and records and papers to wipe my life away, and you expect me to accept it?
All right. All right, just look for yourself, John. Go ahead, look.
Records can be changed.
Do you really think all of this is a lie?
Yes, sir.
Even if it were possible, why would anyone go to the trouble?
I don't know. I don't know, but I do know that I came back here, reported to you, sir, asked you to help me, and I trusted you.
John, I'm not betraying your trust.
But you don't believe me.
I believe that something terrible has happened to you.
To me?
Yes.
Oh, no. No. Something terrible has happened to my town. Now, I was in that cage for a long time, but I do know this, that a lot of things have been going on in this country. Presidents and senators murdered, Martin Luther King, riots, poison air, poison water, nerve gas killing sheep out west. And the Army hasn't exactly been a fount of information, has it?
Now, wait just a minute.
Now, has something like that happened to my town, sir? In other words, is this a question of national security?
Of course not.
What'd you do, pay off the survivors, bury the town, change the maps? Try to prove that Charles never existed?
That's enough.
Oh, I got it. You thought I was dead, and I spoiled everything by turning up and trying to visit my hometown, right?
Hold it right there. John, you've got to believe that our only motive is to help you.
Then help me, Colonel, please. I request 30 days leave on pressing personal business.
I'm sorry.
2 weeks?
You're confined to this hospital, Captain, until further notice.
Fine. You mean shut in here, huh?
Well, not for long.
How long?
You may return to your ward and continue as before, but you must not leave the hospital grounds.
I would like to know why I'm being disciplined. I mean, what is the charge, Colonel?
This is not a legal action.
You said it.
We're holding you for medical reasons.
Medical. Medical. But it's not my body, is it, Berto, huh? It's my mind, right? I mean, shut away the lunatic and shut away the truth. Sir, I will not be locked up here by you or by anybody.
You have your orders, Captain. Obey them.
I am leaving this place. This room, this hospital, and this state. I gave you a direct order, Captain.
And I refuse it, sir. And I'll tell you what, why did you court-martial me, sir? Let the truth come out that way, huh?
I simply can't let you go.
I didn't ask you permission. Now, what is this, Colonel, huh? What's next? Cells, locks, and bars?
If you'll agree to stay, this can be avoided.
Bull!
Captain Hayes is to be confined to the psychiatric ward.
Come on, John.
Oh! Come on, John.
Take it easy with him, Captain.
Remember, Colonel, you can't bury a whole town. You can't hide the truth forever, and you can't lock me up forever.
Shame.
I want the best for him, Berto.
So do I.
I wonder if it's possible that the enemy could have manipulated his mind somehow. For propaganda purposes.
Oh, I very much doubt that.
It's worth thinking about.
Colonel, could there have been a top-secret calamity at a place called Charles, Vermont? Excuse me.
I don't know. They say that town of his is a hallucination. Johnny's saner than they are.
When can we see him?
I don't know. I say no visitors.
Stinks.
Deal.
Captain Bristol? Are you cooperating today?
Probably not.
Well, no hurry, as long as you like it here. Maybe I can win your confidence by saying that I have an open mind and we work together on it till we've cleared everything up.
You've said it.
All right. We'll begin with your history. This service record is curiously incomplete.
Oh, it seemed to be all right until I tried to go home, right?
Exactly. Home. According to this, you were born in Philadelphia, right? The record specifies you enlisted from Philadelphia at age 18. Any comment? You worked your way to Spec 5, took OCS in stride, one promotion, Indochina, another promotion, imprisonment. 2 Purple Hearts, Bronze, and Silver Stars.
You're boring me, Berto.
And let's talk about something interesting. Why isn't there any mention of Charles, Vermont here?
Why should there be?
Because you claim it's real.
Maybe you're an illusion, Berto, huh? What happens if I put my fist through your face? Will it go through?
You want to hit me?
No, I want out.
Well, you won't get that. Rotting in here with a shut mouth.
What am I supposed to do?
Work with me. Tell me, what happened when you were a kid?
I lived in Charles, Vermont.
How did you get there? Why isn't it mentioned here? Come on. What have you got to lose?
All right. I was born in Philadelphia, and we moved to Charles when I was about a year old.
Thanks. You liked it there, hmm? Well, why did you leave?
After my parents died, I was sent to Philadelphia to live with an aunt.
Good or bad?
No, we couldn't make it. She put me in an orphanage.
And you loved it?
Oh, yeah, every minute of it. When I was 16, I finally broke out for good. Found a recruiting sergeant who wasn't too scrupulous, and he signed me up.
It's all logical.
It's all true.
For the record, what's the name of the orphanage? How about your aunt? Who was the recruiting sergeant? Show me Charles, Vermont. Take me down the streets. Introduce me to your folks. Tell me about your friends. Johnny. Take me there, and I promise you that I'll get you home.
When, Berto?
Soon.
There are guys in this hospital since World War I.
Yes,
How many of your patients?
a few, but most of my patients go home. Think about it. Ann Palmer wants to see you. Don't you want to see her?
Yeah.
I'll arrange something. Trust me.
Hello.
Hi.
Well, you look fine.
You look better.
How are they treating you?
Okay.
I mean, really.
Like a lunatic?
Boy, that's not funny.
Right. How are you?
Fine.
I mean, really.
Terrible. I'm lonely. It's like a nightmare.
Right. The question is whose?
Ours?
And I'm so sorry for what I've done to you.
Oh, you've nothing to be sorry.
Wow. I mean, I wasn't going to be like the others, right? I was the eligible bachelor. I was getting well and taking you home.
I'm your home. Marry me.
You don't even date patients.
Then tell Berthold what he wants to know. Tell him anything.
No, I can't. And I can't because Charles was real. If I could get out of here, I could prove it.
How?
There are a lot of people I could talk to. People they don't know anything about.
Well, tell Berthold.
No, I can't. Not until I talk to them first.
Why?
To see if they've been tampered with.
Johnny.
Now, Anne, you believed in Charles. You wanted to see it, right?
But it isn't there.
But it is. It is. It's here in me. It's here between us. Anne, I had a clapboard house. My room was on the second floor. There were white curtains on the windows. Downstairs in the parlor, there was an organ. Every Saturday night, my mother and my father and I... And it was not a dream. Charles was real.
Yes, but how do I know that?
Because I'm real. Anne, I need you to believe me, please. Please believe me.
Thanks. Well, Johnny, long time no see. Hey, looking fine. Oh, the gang all sends their best regards. Oh, hey, Faraday's gonna operate on me in a few days. Says it's risky, but, well, I mean, if you know you wanna get out of this place, I guess that's a chance you got to take, huh? Sometimes you've just got to trust your doctor. Right, Johnny? Oh, listen. Berthold, he says you can go down to the cafeteria to the movies tonight. We'll see you there, all of us.
Harry, I need the lighter.
What?
Bring the lighter to the cafeteria.
Oh, now wait, Johnny.
You've got to.
But Berthold said...
Forget Berthold, please. Harry, help me.
Bristol. Can you hear me? Hey, Fred, take a look.
Close the door, Fred.
What do you think you're doing?
I'm trying to find Captain Bristol.
Well, you'll have to have authorization to see Captain Bristol.
Oh, really? Well, where do I get the authorization?
From the head doctor.
Oh, where's he?
He's off duty right now.
Oh, when's he coming back?
Well, he's not expected back until tomorrow morning.
I see. Well, who's in charge until he gets back?
Right now, I'm in charge here.
Well, if you're in charge, then why can't you authorize me to see the captain?
I told you, not without the doctor's permission.
Oh, come on. I'm tired of this runaround.
Hey, why don't you get back to your ward?
Say, who do you think you're talking to?
I'm talking to you, soldier.
Don't soldier me, pal. I'm not in the Army anymore.
The car's reserved in your name. Well, listen, send us a postcard from Charles, will you?
It's gone, Harry.
No. You just misplaced it. Here, wear these in good health. Oh, and in the pocket, there's a wallet with some money some of the guys kind of tossed it in the pot.
Thanks, Harry. And thank the guys, huh? Tell Ann I'll call her. Tell her I love her.
You bet I will.
God bless.
Find what you're looking for?
No.
I didn't think you would. Years ago, everything was kept in good order. Now, nobody cares about history, and I just don't have the time.
Well, thanks anyway.
What was the name of that town again?
Charles.
Don't ring a bell. Of course, my memory is a little like this courthouse. Just not as orderly as it used to be. Towns don't look like that anymore. Sometimes I wonder if they ever did.
Mine look very much like that.
Mister, you let me know if you find it.
I suppose you thought it was a lark. How did you get involved in this stupidity?
Colonel, she had nothing to do with this.
Is that the truth?
Yeah.
All right. Where did he go? This is not just an officer over the hill. We owe him something. And I'll tell you right now that Charles Vermont never existed, and I'll get you official confirmation if you wish.
It wasn't right to lock him up, sir.
But he's ill. That town's just a picture postcard, an illusion, a fantasy, nothing more.
Well, everything he ever said made an awful lot of sense.
Paranoid systems can be very logical. John Bristol is going out into the real world. Doesn't matter where he goes or who he talks to. He can't learn anything about Charles because there's nothing to learn. His illusions will collide with reality. The fantasy of Charles will explode into 1,000 fragments and very possibly take his mind with it.
Can you give us the names of the orphanage, the aunt, or the recruiting sergeant?
No, he never told me.
Well, what road did you take in Vermont?
I don't remember.
Bristol can't find a place that never existed. He can't locate people who never lived. He can't find a home that never was.
Well, everybody has a home.
We should have been more careful.
Well, you did your best, sir.
Yes, but we had a responsibility for his safety. And to the Army. Can you imagine John in a newspaper office spreading that story of his?
Well, they'd check with you.
Oh, would they?
Colonel Anderson?
Yes, Hayes.
Bristol's car has been located.
Where?
On a hilltop in southern Vermont, and
And there isn't a town within miles.
Sister?
May I help you?
Yes, I need some information about one of your boys.
All right, will you step this way, please?
Thank you.
The office is just down the hall.
Thank you.
I'm Sister Teresa.
How do you do? I'm Charles Black, Captain Charles Black.
Oh, you're in the army.
Yes, that's right. That's one of the reasons I'm here. I had a friend who was raised in this very orphanage.
Really?
Yes, Johnny Bristol.
Oh, I don't remember him.
Well, you would have been a very little girl. We had an agreement that if anything ever happened to either of us, the survivor would go to his hometown and, well, just talk to his friends. You understand?
I think so.
Well, John was killed in action.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's right here.
Thank you.
Won't you sit down?
Thank you. Well, the reason I'm here is that, well, I forgot the name of his hometown, and, I was hoping that you could help me, that you could give it to me.
But you remember the name of the orphanage?
Yes, because he spoke of it many times. He had very many happy memories of this place.
That's nice, I'm glad. But you do realize that it's very irregular for us to give out any information regarding the origin of our children. Sometimes parents regret what they've done, and the regret is often selfish.
Yes, I understand that, but Sister Shirley, in this case, you see, I promised him that I would go back to his hometown, and I don't remember the name of it.
All right. I'll see what I can find.
Thank you very much, Sister.
Here's his file. There's a newspaper clipping here that reports him missing in action over 2 years ago.
Yes.
Well, perhaps there's still hope.
No. I think his home is somewhere in Vermont.
Vermont? Let's see. No mention of Vermont.
Well, there has to be.
No, there isn't. It says he was born in Philadelphia.
Right. He was born in Philadelphia, and he moved to Vermont.
No.
May I see that?
No, I'm sorry. That's impossible, Mr. Black.
It's very important.
I understand
Very
that.
important.
I understand that, but if you want to see this file, you'll have to speak to my superior. I have very strict orders. We must protect our children. I'm sure you understand that. Why don't you join us for lunch? Maybe one of the sisters would remember Johnny Bristol.
No, thank you.
Visitors are very good for the children, especially men. Won't you please change your mind?
No, I can't, thank you.
Well, then you'll have to excuse me. Mr. Black.
I want you to be very quiet.
for lunch, Sister Teresa?
Sergeant McGill.
That's right.
Remember me? Johnny Bristol.
Oh. You're a soldier, that's for sure.
Right. You recruited me. You signed me up.
Is that so? Johnny Bristol. On in, son.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sorry I didn't recognize you. 30 years in the Army, I've seen a lot of faces. Where'd you pick up the malaria?
Vietnam. I just fought it.
Didn't miss it. Just like mine, back in 44. 3 wars ago. What's your poison?
Anything?
I suppose I ought to be drinking Irish whiskey out of loyalty to my ancestors. I hate this stuff. Neat?
Oh, it's fine.
Well. Here's to you, Johnny Bristol.
Sarge.
Why are you here, Johnny? Old time's sake?
No, not exactly.
You know, I must assign 3,000 or 4,000 guys in the Army. 1 or 2 of them look me up about once a month. They go to the trouble of finding me. Well, about half of them want to thank me for what I did for them. The other half want to knock my block off. Which is it, soldier?
Neither.
What's your rank?
Captain.
Oh, you did good. When did I sign you up?
Nearly 17 years ago.
Between wars.
Do you remember me at all?
Sure I do.
Well, I was just a skinny little kid, you know, an orphan.
That's all?
I was 16 years old. I wanted to get in the Army in the worst way, and you said I couldn't do it. And I kept after you, remember? And you took me out to lunch once.
Yeah?
And I told you all about myself, and finally I said, okay, I'll take you in.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Sure, I remember it all, Captain. I pulled that routine 1,000 times on 1,000 different guys. Told you about your pay, your chance for advancement. And I told the truth. Hell, I didn't think there was a chance for another war.
Would you have any records from those days?
Not a word.
Sergeant, look at me and tell me you remember me.
I can't remember anything, soldier. Can't remember anything about anybody. 1,000 kids,
I don't remember a name, don't remember a face. I don't know which one's lived, which one's died.
Did you ever hear of Charles Vermont? Charles Vermont.
I don't remember, Captain. That's the truth. I just don't remember.
Thanks, Sarge.
Hey, Irish.
Oh, I am.
Good morning, Harry. You ready for Faraday?
Oh, you better believe it. Yeah.
You got any pain now?
No, no more than usual. Yeah. Oh. Say, listen, would you do me a favor just one time?
Sure, but
Well, you know, kind of loosen me up a little bit before they wheel me down there.
I thought you'd never ask.
Heard from Johnny?
No, not yet.
You know that town of Johnny's. I think about that a lot.
So do I.
Oh, boy. You give a massage like that, you'd get $25 a time at the Illinois Athletic Club. Hey, stop that.
What?
Stop being a professional nurse with that professional smile. I've known you too long. I'm old enough to be your father. Handsome enough to be your lover. You don't have to smile at me like that.
Yeah. What am I supposed to do, cry?
No. Talk. Women are supposed to be specialists. Dad, what's the matter? Didn't your mom ever teach you anything?
Mama.
Talk.
Mama favored me.
Talk.
Mama didn't want me to be a nurse. You know, nurses are supposed to know things. Forbidden things. Tricks. I never learned any, Harry. Except how to smile instead of cry and how to whisper instead of scream.
Talk.
Oh, Harry. I was so careful, I promised myself none of you guys would ever get to me. Now look at me. You, Johnny. I'm supposed to feel better now, huh? Hmm?
Do you?
Yep. You're a good doctor.
You bet your sweet bottom I am. Hey, Johnny's gonna be all right. We're all gonna make it.
Let me turn you a little, hmm?
Oh. You know that Charles Vermont? It must be a lovely, peaceful, beautiful place. With quiet, decent, self-reliant, honest people.
Yeah.
You know, I think that maybe I lived there once.
Well, Harry, we're ready.
Me too.
I want you to relax. You won't feel a thing.
Hey, listen. You fixed me this time, huh, Doc?
Good luck.
much for me, Johnny. I'm a single woman. I can't manage you. You like the place. There are kids there like you. Johnny, you're old enough to understand. I can't keep you. It's hopeless. It's just hopeless.
Operator? Bristol. Margaret Bristol. Bristol, B-R-I-S-T-O-L. No, I don't know the address. There's no such listing? Are you sure, operator? Thank you. No, that'll be all, thank you. Is that you, Mrs. Tyson?
Yes, I'm Miss Tyson.
Oh, I'm so glad to see you. How are you? Remember me? Johnny, little Johnny Bristol?
Johnny. Johnny Bristol.
Yes.
I read you were killed.
No, I'm just fine.
I'm glad.
I'm trying to find my Aunt Margaret.
She moved away years ago.
Oh, well, that's all right because I found you. What are you doing here?
Here?
Yes.
Where should I be?
Charles, Vermont.
Charles? Vermont?
Surely you haven't forgotten Charles, Vermont.
Martin? Bad? Has Faraday been in?
No. Miss Patrick?
Ann Palmer, please.
For you. Do something.
Hello?
Hello, Ann.
Johnny. Oh, Johnny.
I found someone from Charles. She knew me. She spoke to me.
Oh, wonderful.
She's real, Ann. That means I can prove Charles was real. This whole nightmare will be over in a few hours.
Oh, Johnny.
Do you believe me?
Yes, I believe you. I believe you.
Do you love me?
What?
I said, do you love me?
Oh, you bet your sweet life I love you.
So beautiful.
What'd you say?
How's Harry?
Beautiful.
What's beautiful, Harry?
The light hurts my eyes.
Light?
late.
I'll pull the shade for you, Harry.
Fine. No, I'm fine. I'm just fine. Just so beautiful.
Harry? Harry?
Hey, Troop, I just heard from Johnny, and he says...
Well, at least he got out of here.
What do you want? We have no money here.
Don't be afraid. I just need some information. It's very important to me. It's my whole
life.
What kind of information?
It's about a boy who was here once. A boy named Johnny Bristol.
You're the man who talked to Sister Teresa.
Yes.
You want to see his file and make yourself certain about him.
Yes.
You came in the dark because you're afraid. You needn't be. Trust me. I persuaded the priest not to call the police last time. I know that too many people have been hurt already.
Help me.
I will. I was afraid of Johnny, and I've been in the dark. But there's nothing to be afraid of anymore. Not in this world, anyway. Johnny was killed in Vietnam.
Tell me. Tell me about Charles Vermont.
Charles Vermont. Johnny?
I don't understand. I mean, what are you doing here? I mean, what is happening? What are you doing here? Help me, Virginia. Please. Help me.
I will, Johnny. I will.
Johnny?
I found them.
Yes, I know you did.
We're gonna be fine now. Hey, what are they doing to me?
They're helping you.
Don't believe them. Get out of here. So, please, call the newspapers.
Yeah. Anything you say, John.
Man.
Do we have to do this now? Can't we wait till we get him back to Boston?
He's had quite an experience, Anne. The time for Pentecost is now. We've been talking, haven't we, Johnny?
Who are you, Berto? Who do you work for? I mean, what are you hiding?
I'll tell you anything you want to know.
Where's my town, Berto?
It's gone.
Virginia will tell me.
What were Virginia and Mrs. Tyson doing in Philadelphia?
I'll find out.
Where did you get the dog?
My dog. My dog. A present from Virginia. She gave it to me when my parents died.
In Charles?
Yes.
What were you thinking? Vietnam. Yes. But how were your mother and father killed?
Accident.
What kind of accident?
I don't remember. I was only a child.
But you remember so much. I thought you'd remember that.
No.
It's only natural to try to put a tragedy out of your mind.
Yes. Natural.
Sun and earth and work and rest, that's all we need, Johnny. You put in a good day. Now take your doll and run on home.
Where are you?
In the orchard.
What kind of apples did you pick? How much was an apple?
3 cents.
It's quite a lot for those days.
Mother said her prices were high.
In her store?
Yes, in her store. She didn't have an orchard. She ran the grocery store. In Charles. That's the explanation.
Where was the grocery?
Near the orphanage.
The orphanage is in Philadelphia.
I'm confused. We must have visited Philadelphia before the accident.
Certainly. The accident. How did your parents die?
Automobile accident.
Where?
Charles.
Where's Charles, Vermont?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
No, we've got to go on.
No, tell him, don't torture him like this.
He must remember for himself.
Well, let him rest.
You rebuild his defenses.
You know I can't take part in this.
You must. He trusts you. There may not be another chance.
But he's suffering.
You've seen him suffer before. You know what you have to do, Miss Farmer.
And while you're here, go tell them. They can't hold you. It's a free country.
Your parents are dead, Johnny.
I miss them.
Of course, it's terrible for you. You have to go to the funeral.
Do I?
Yes. The funeral, Johnny. The funeral. They were buried in Charles, Vermont. Then they must have died in Charles, Vermont. I don't remember.
Yes, your parents died in Charles, Vermont.
No.
Charles, Vermont.
No.
Charles, Vermont.
No, don't say that.
Charles, Vermont.
Don't say it.
Charles, Vermont.
Don't say it, please. Damn Charles, Vermont. I hate it.
How were your parents killed, Johnny?
I remember we were going to church in Charles. It was a beautiful day. I was walking with my parents. But who are those men? They shouldn't be there. It wasn't Charles, no. It was Philadelphia. And it's night. I see them, those men. Watch out for those men. Stand and watch while I kill you. All of you. All of you.
My father was a labor organizer. We were coming home one night, and 3 goons jumped him.
My parents were murdered in a Philadelphia street while a bunch of people just stood and watched and did nothing.
In Philadelphia. Philadelphia.
There never was a town like Charles, Vermont. How could there be?
You needed it. They put you in a cage. It was unendurable, and your past couldn't comfort you. So you created a new past, a new town, an ideal world which gave you the strength to go on.
No such place, no such people.
You took your dreams and memories and transported them to a better place and a better time. But your mother and father were real. Virginia gave you your first kiss. You worked for Mrs. Tyson in her store. You went to church. You had many friends.
They let my parents die.
Because they were frightened. And you continued to frighten them. For years at the orphanage, you terrorized them, threatened to kill them.
I hated them.
And you loved them. Your feelings were mixed. Hate and love, good and bad. They're all mixed together, Johnny, in you and in everyone, in every town and on every street.
I'd rather have Charles, Vermont.
Love and compassion aren't a place. Tenderness isn't a street. Sin isn't a back alley. Johnny, forgiveness has no precise location. You don't need Charles, Vermont anymore, Captain Bristol.
If you left now, Anne, I'd understand.
Not a chance.
You know, I can't take you to my beautiful and peaceful and loving town. It's a dream.
I love you more for it. You created it.
Let's travel. It's a big world.
No.
We'll find someplace.
You know, from the very beginning, you wanted to take me to see your home. I guess you knew you had to make peace with the past, and you were right.
I can't go out there.
Why not? There's got to be some good in Philadelphia. A great deal of good. That's where they made you, Johnny Bristol.
Hey. Virginia lived right over there. My best friend lived right around the corner. In the summer, we'd open up a hydrant and play in the street. Sometimes we'd play stickball. And that's Mrs. Tyson's grocery store. You know, we spent every 4th of July right here. We celebrated right here. I remember one summer, I had a long, long string of firecrackers. And this was our house. This is where I lived. You know, my folks would have loved you. Shall we go in for a minute?
Yes, let's. Welcome home, Johnny.
Tonight at 8, you could call a lifeguard many things. A blessing in disguise, worker for the people, or simply, what a hunk. Don't miss an all-new episode of Baywatch. Then at 11, the Sugar Cubes rock the house on the Arsenio Hall Show on Channel 13.
An admirer's obsession goes beyond reality on an all-new Baywatch.
Wednesday at 8 on Channel 13.
A forbidden love affair with a beautiful seductress could destroy a peace treaty on Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Tonight at 9 on Channel 13.